Hi, welcome to this YOUTRAIN video tutorial on a method called Intervision. This method is part of our category on discussions, debates, and group work. Intervision, which in variations is sometimes also known as inter-collegial supervision, is a method that originates from care work and allows you to consult work-related cases, issues, and incidents among equals. In other words, among professionals working in the same field. The method enables work-related learning and professionalism via the consultation of cases and the sharing and pooling of experiences, viewpoints, and expertise with colleagues, without a need for an external supervisor. For this method, we recommend a group size of 6 to 10 participants. The duration depends on the amount of cases you want to work with, but we would recommend a minimum duration of 30 to 45 minutes. Regarding the materials, you'll need a circle of chairs, preferably in a quiet and undisturbed location, a flip chart to collect and vote on cases, pen and paper, or a digital alternative to take notes. All right, Marcus, from your experience, what can you tell us about this activity?
So, step by step, what is the preparation? The first step is to agree on a case to consult. You might want to firstly ask who has a case, and then people who have a case and are willing to share it and willing to be consulted on, they would briefly present it. You would write them down and then vote with the group on the cases of most relevance. It is also very important that with the group you agree on certain principles, such as confidentiality, respect, safety, honesty, and trust. The cases should be something from the work that is unresolved or not have been resolved in a satisfactory manner. As a colleague of mine once put it, things that keep us awake at night. And it should be related somehow to questions about behavior, problems in human interaction. So it's not about technical aspects. The next step of this method is called casting. Here you define the roles. Who will be the facilitator? Who will maybe be rapporteur? Who will be timekeeper? And of course you need a case giver, a narrator. After this, the case giver, the narrator, explains the case more in detail. It's very important here that the person is not interrupted, but afterwards clarifying questions can be asked. It is very important to conclude this phase with an explicit formulation of the issue at stake, also called the key question. Once it is clear what is the key question and people feel that they have enough information to consult the case giver, the narrator, steps physically out of the circle and watches and hears his colleagues consult the case, watching them from behind, from outside the circle, getting an external perspective. The people inside consulting the case do not interact with the narrator or case giver. They are in their world now and consult the case. The idea is rather to discuss if the experts have similar experiences, know of similar cases and how in that case it was resolved. Also to see what it reminds them of, what feelings they get, what associations they get when they hear about this. And of course also maybe if they have concrete recommendations or suggestions. Once the facilitator feels that the case has been sufficiently dealt with, that it is a bit exhausted what can come from the group, the case giver, the narrator, is invited back to the circle, and then maybe after getting a summary from the rapporteur, can give a little bit of feedback of what was of inspiration, what was useful, what struck him or her, what stays with him or her, what was maybe surprising. As a facilitator, I believe it is important to make sure that the discussion does not get into, that people don't start judging or that people don't start attacking on personal level. The whole purpose of the method is to offer additional insights and expertise and not to create something bad for the people participating and especially not for the case giver. This method, Intervision, is especially useful if you use it with colleagues, peers, experts from the same area. For instance, teachers, youth workers, trainers.
Thank you for watching. On the description box, you'll find links and support material to implement this method. YOUTRAIN is co-funded by the Erasmus Plus program of the European Union. For more videos on non-formal education, please check out our channel and subscribe.